Good morning. Good morning. It is about 8 o'clock on Tuesday, and I actually kind of have a few things to report. I'm not sure anything are super exciting to other people, but they're kind of exciting to me. Yesterday, I had great success. I went out and did lots of things, and I had multiple people talking to them say like that I was doing a very, very good job. I'm not struggling with my words. I'm able to make sentences. They understand. Like I went to eat and two of the waitresses just kept repeating like, I can't believe that, this is really only your first time here. So that made me feel good. The second thing was though, I went to I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. I'm gonna go get my nails done because then I'll have like 2 hours if I get my nails and hands done to literally speak with somebody. Well, I obviously don't know any words, let alone enough words to schedule nail appointments. So that was a little bit of a challenge, and that was defeating. I obviously scheduled my appointment, and I'm going today. And so I will have, plenty of time to try and speak with them. But that was really interesting to go. I was on a very big high of I was doing very well to going there, and it was like I didn't know a single Spanish word. So that was a struggle. I posted a picture, hopefully you can see, of the little gal at the apartment building and how freaking tiny she is. And she is probably one of the smallest I've seen, but she's not a lot smaller than a lot of the women. Like, they are just tiny, tiny little things. So I have decided if I ever came back and started, I cannot lose my clothes. I there's no way I can find a physical piece of clothing for women that would fit me. Last night there was a dog barking. Oh, I was dying. So as I got home, there was a woman on the elevator, and there's a dog barking. And I just said, in Spanish, I asked I don't know, maybe I asked in English because I think I said how do you deal with, and I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Dos perros, and she goes, well, those are my dogs, and I about died. And I was like, well, why do your dogs bark all the time? She said they were bored, So I don't know. I'm really kind of thinking that she keeps them in crates and never really lets them out is probably the issue. So if I saw her again, I'm on to that one. Because at 3 a.m., that bitch was up barking, full on barking. And I'm like, I don't know if whoever owns the dog, which I'm sure it was probably her, can't hear. I have no idea, but I about died. So it is interesting. The mornings are kind of more humid now. But the afternoons really are not bad. They're kind of nice. I don't get out and sweat everywhere, and so it's definitely not as excruciating as one would think. I would be curious to see what it is, obviously, in July and how horrible that is. I did have a little bit of a worry this morning. I got up and went to head out, and my phone is not really working. The cellular's on there, but my maps are not pulling up, and the Google Maps are not pulling up. So I could not find my way anywhere. Well, so I knew at least a direction to head of the start of the path. And the fascinating thing is one of the things that I've felt, and I really don't even know how I would describe it, but it's like they don't have city development or planning because things are so haphazard in Mexico. It's just really not logical. The roads are not logical, how they turn, how they do things. It's just not. So my GPS never takes me the exact same way from point A to point B, which makes it hard. It's hard to learn an area. But certain major streets, I kind of have an idea, but I'm not necessarily sure I could tell you which way is. I'm not the best at directions. And so I headed to a main area, but then I really wasn't sure. I'm like, God, does this take me to the beach or does this take me back to school? So I pulled into a gas station, and I was very proud of myself. I was able to communicate with the gas guy that my phone isn't working. Can I please use your Wi-Fi so I can use maps? And he was very nice and helped me and got my Wi-Fi set up, and then so I got my maps put into Starbucks and then to school, just in case. on the way here, I think I showed a building yesterday in my pictures that is wide open, and it's fascinating to me. Like, that there's no walls, and I was like, they must have something that rolls down or something. Well, as I go by today, there's like a kid that must be working there, just like laying on the side. And so I was like, hola, tengo preguntas. And we talked for a moment about it, and no, it's always wide open. And he said even like drunks will walk by in the night and nobody messes with it. It is very safe. That in all the years, they've only had one person mess with anything. So obviously it must be a very, very safe area. And my final proud moment, and then I'm going to sign off because, I have two more proud moments I have to share. The first one is when I got to class yesterday, they do assessments, and there were a lot of new people. And only a few from before. One has been there for 6 weeks, so she's obviously at a way different level. And then I have a little friend, Lou, and he's in my class. Well, when we went to go to the classes, Lou and I were separated, which I was like, means one of us has done better than the other. And Lou is a little obsessive and fanatical on studying and doing things and loves to do stuff by himself. And so, but I mean, kudos Lou. So I go in the class, and it's just me and another gal, and she's not very good. And so I was like, oh my God, I suck ass. Like, I was really kind of struggling. I mean, I was like, wow, I kind of thought I did a little bit better. And after about 20 minutes, the teacher stops and goes, you're not in the right class. I don't know why you're in here. He's like, you're way past this, which made me feel good that he acknowledged that and saw that very quickly. And so he stopped, and the other lady's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, don't feel bad. I was like, you need to learn the same as I do. Hopefully I'm just a little ahead of that. And so switched me, and I was back in class with my Lou. So again, now our Chinese guy is gone, but we have another guy from UK, someone from Germany. So it's fascinating. So I was very proud of that the teachers then recognized. And I really think, I told Shannon last time, I don't really think it's that they realized I was like promoted. I think they put me in the wrong class in the morning, but they corrected it. That was the good thing about it, because otherwise this week could have been really sucked ass. And then the final exciting thing I will share for this morning is, yesterday I went to Starbucks, and they, I obviously am a big Starbucks lover. I'm big about supporting local, but Starbucks is actually great for local economy. If you want to have a discussion anytime about what Starbucks does for local businesses, I would be happy to do that. So this is not the place. Pero, they have these little metal cups. They have this one and they have another one. And anytime there's a metal cup, it's perfect for me because it just helps with outside travel, banging it up. I drop shit all the time. It's just more durable. The plastic ones are just kind of silly to me. They're just freaking cute is the issue. So I never buy those. So they actually had an extra metal one. And when you buy a cup in another country, I don't think they do this in the US, but when you buy a cup in another country, you always get a drink with it. So each morning I get 2 coffees, the exact same, and I really like one with ice and one without ice, sin hielo. And yesterday I got it, but it was kind of a confusion, and I just really didn't pay attention. And again, pesos don't make sense because the number is just crazy. And so it really wasn't until I left and I had my receipt did I realize that I didn't get my free drink, and I also paid for an extra drink. And so it just bothered me. I mean, it's probably, it's less than $20. Mexico drinks are definitely cheaper than back home, but it was still the fact that I paid $20 extra, 200 pesos or however much, for something I didn't get. So I was like, shit, how am I going to deal with this? And so I came in, it's the same Starbucks this morning, and I found my receipt before I went in. And I just was like, I'm going to do this in English. There's no way in hell I can do this shit in Spanish. And when I got up there, I asked, do you speak English? And she said no. And I asked if anybody else did, and they all look, and they're like, no. And I was like, all right, here goes. And I was able to communicate it that yesterday I had that I bought, a drink and a cup. I explained the whole thing, and the guy goes, oh yeah. And so then he realized immediately that I owed 2 drinks, and he was going to then refill me. I said, pero necesito hoy 2 más bebidas. And so he's like, oh, so like we're even? And I was like, yeah. So I was very proud of myself that I did that, that I was confident enough to communicate that, and that he understood it. I'm sure it's a little bit of a broken English. My mom would probably say it makes her ears hurt, but I'm able to get around, and that's wonderful. And I'm able to say what I need most of the time. And so I'm proud of myself. I think like a Yasiel or a Lisette or an Ellie, if they had to, or a Rick, deal with me and communicating in Spanish, I think that these are close friends of mine that would probably choose to speak Spanish, would say I'm doing all right. So that makes me happy. So I am going to sign off. Hope my phone works as I head off to school and tackle my second day. Thank you all so much for following along. I love it. I love to have communicated with new people, old friends I haven't talked to in a while. It's been delightful. So hasta luego.